The Philippine lifestyle that surprised me most was not the one I expected. Before coming here, I thought I already had a pretty good idea of what life in the Philippines would be like. I expected tropical weather. I expected beautiful scenery. I expected friendly people. I expected a lower cost of living. But what surprised me most was not one single thing. It was the way life here feels. The rhythm, the attitude, the everyday experience. In this video, I want to share the parts of Philippine lifestyle that stood out to me the most and why they changed the way I see daily life. The first thing that surprised me was how life here often feels slower, but not in a bad way. People do not always rush the way they do in some other countries. There is more breathing room, more patience in some situations, more flexibility in how people approach the day. At first, that can be frustrating if you are used to everything moving fast, but over time, it can also feel refreshing. Life begins to feel less like a race and more like something you actually get to live. That was a big surprise for me. Another thing that surprised me was how social daily life can be. In the Philippines, people often connect with each other in ways that feel more natural and more frequent than what many foreigners are used to. Neighbors talk, families stay close, people greet each other. Even small daily interactions can feel warm and human. That surprised me because I did not realize how much I had gotten used to a more distant kind of life before coming here. In the Philippines, there seems to be more room for connection in ordinary moments. That makes a bigger difference than people think. The warmth of the people was another major surprise. I expected friendliness, but not the depth of it. There is often a kind of openness here that makes everyday life feel more welcoming. People may check on you, help you, smile at you, or simply make an effort to include you. For an expat or retiree, that can be deeply moving. It can make a place feel less like a foreign country and more like a community. That was one of the most beautiful surprises of all. The food also surprised me, but not just because it tasted different. What surprised me most was how food is tied to daily life and relationships. In the Philippines, meals often feel social, shared, comforting. They are not just about eating. They are about being together. That shift in meaning surprised me because it made meals feel more personal, more relaxed, more alive. I also noticed that daily life here can feel much more practical and resourceful. People often make the most of what they have. There is a sense of adaptability in how life works. That can show up in the way people shop, travel, fix things, cook, or solve problems. I found that surprising because it showed me that life here is not built around excess. It is built around making things work. And that is a very different mindset from what many foreigners are used to. The climate was another surprise. At first, tropical weather sounds wonderful all the time. And sometimes it is. But living in it every day is different from imagining it on vacation. The heat, humidity, and weather patterns become part of your lifestyle. They shape when you go out, how you dress, how you plan your day, and even how much energy you have. That surprised me because I thought I would notice the beauty of the weather first. Instead, I learned that climate becomes part of your routine very quickly. One of the biggest surprises, though, was the feeling of simplicity. Life here can feel less overloaded, less complicated, less rushed by things that do not really matter. That does not mean life is always easy. It means that some of the pressure people carry elsewhere simply feels lighter here. That surprised me because I did not realize how much stress I had been carrying until I experienced a different kind of lifestyle. There is also something deeply surprising about how much small things matter here. A conversation, a walk, a cup of coffee, a quiet afternoon, a smile from someone you meet. These things can have a bigger emotional impact than they might in a more hurried environment. That surprised me the most because it made me realize that the Philippine lifestyle is not only about location. It is about pace, connection, simplicity, and presence. Of course, not everything is perfect. There are challenges, there are frustrations, there are moments when the lifestyle feels unfamiliar or inconvenient. But even those moments are part of what makes the experience real. The Philippines is not just a beautiful place to visit. It is a place that can change how you think about everyday life. And that is what surprised me most. Not one event, not one thing, but the way the entire lifestyle slowly changes your perspective. So when I think about the Philippine lifestyle that surprised me most, I do not think about just beaches or food or weather. I think about how life here feels more human, more connected, more flexible, and more meaningful in the little moments. That is the part I did not expect. And that is the part that stayed with me. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Philippine Reality Check for more honest stories about living in the Philippines, retirement, expat life, and the reality behind the lifestyle.